Hello. Today we are finding the distance between two coordinate points on a plane. The distance between 2 points is the length of the line segment that connects these 2 points. To find the distance between the points x1, y1 and x2, y2, we can use the distance formula, which states that d is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. We need to find the distance between the points 1, 2, and 4, 6. To find the distance between these points, we will use our distance formula. Our first point is 1, 2. So x1 is equal to 1. And y1 is equal to 2. Our second point is 4, 6. So x2 is equal to 4, and y2 is equal to 6. Let's substitute these values into our distance formula. We now have d equals the square root of 4 minus 1 squared plus 6 minus 2 squared. From here, we can start to simplify. 4 minus 1 is 3. So now we have 3 squared. 6 minus 2 is 4. So now we have 4 squared. We're left with d equals the square root 3 squared plus 4 squared. Let's keep simplifying. 3 squared is just 3 times 3, or 9. And 4 squared is just 4 times 4, or 16. We now have d equals the square root of 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. So d equals the square root of 25. 25 is a perfect square. So we can take the square root of 25 and get 5. D equals 5. So this means the distance between 1, 2 and 4, 6 is 5 units. Let's try another. Find the distance between the points -9, -4, and -7, 4. To find the distance, we can follow the same steps when we have negative coordinates. Our first point is -9, -4. So x1 is equal to -9, and y1 is equal to -4. Our second point is -7, 4. So x2 is equal to -7, and y2 is equal to 4. Plugging these values into our distance formula very carefully, we have d equals the square root of -7 minus -9 squared plus 4 minus -4 squared. From here, we can begin to simplify. -7 minus -9 is equal to +2. So now we have 2 squared. 4 minus -4 is equal to +8. So now we have 8 squared. We're left with d equals the square root of 2 squared plus 8 squared. Let's keep simplifying. 2 squared is just 2 times 2, or 4. 8 squared is just 8 times 8, or 64. 4 plus 64 equals 68. So d equals the square root of 68. Using prime factorization, the square root of 68 equals the square root of 2 times 2 times 17. We need to pull out our squared pair. So this means the distance between -9, -4, and -7, 4 is 2 square root 17 units. Now we need to find the distance between the points 0, 1 and 6, 3. We can follow the same steps we've been using. Our first point is 0, 1. So x1 is equal to 0 and y1 is equal to 1. Our second point is 6, 3. So x2 is equal to 6 and y2 is equal to 3. Plugging these values back into our distance formula, we have d equals the square root of 6 minus 0 squared plus 3 minus 1 squared. From here, let's simplify. 6 minus 0 is 6. So now we have 6 squared. 3 minus 1 is equal to positive 2. So now we have 2 squared. We're left with d equals the square root of 6 squared plus 2 squared. Continuing to simplify, 6 squared is just 6 times 6, or 36. 2 squared is just 2 times 2, or 4. 36 plus 4 equals 40. So d equals the square root of 40. Once again, we're using our prime factorization. The square root of 40 equals the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Pulling out our squared pair, in this case it's 2. This means the distance between 0, 1 and 6, 3 is 2 square root 10 units. Great job! I know you're ready to find the distance between 2 points now. Remember our formula, and I know you'll do great.